So I'm Larry Stinson as a owner and operator of Larry Stinson Plumbing in DFW area. I've been in business for 16 years, going almost 17 in January. So January we'll hit our 17th year, and we're proud of that. We run 6 trucks, large company. So we started this podcast to help our customers and our clients and other people out there to perform home duties and projects, DIY projects, and learn some stuff about plumbing that people haven't. I started in the early 2000s as an apprentice in Mansfield. Worked there for several years, left plumbing, came back to plumbing, and started my own business in 2008. And we enjoy it. I enjoy plumbing. There's a lot of aspects about it that's awesome. I enjoy the challenges.
Definitely get a lot of those.
I mean, that's one of the, I think the biggest enjoyment of plumbing is figuring out why it's broke and what it takes to fix it. Start to finish jobs, those are fun. We are often asked to do things that are impossible, and we pull it off.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about plumbing. Dirty job, very dirty job. You got to be in awkward positions often. And so we don't so much enjoy those sometimes.
Don't so much enjoy those. Yoga is not a bad after-work hobby.
No. I never did. But anyways, the biggest thing I probably get out of plumbing is, and at this stage in my career, is training our younger professionals.
It is always good to see the next ones coming up.
Yep, and Scott was one of the first that I had the opportunity to train, and he was one of my first apprentices years ago. Young little lad, long hair, straight out of high school.
We all got to grow up sometime.
Yep. So he came along and worked with me when it was just me. I eventually hired another guy. But it was me and Scott and the other guy, and he decided he'd go do something else. He grass was greener a little on the other side, so he went to got him some more experience somewhere else, which I encouraged. And
went fantastic.
Yeah,
that's why
I'm back here. And I got him come back around 16, 17, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been back for about 7 years, 8 years almost.
So he has came a long way. He's a master plumber here in Texas. I'm proud of that. Was the first plumber that I took from an apprentice to a journeyman to a master. And that's one of my proud accomplishments is that.
Came a long way, learned a lot.
Mm-hmm. And so we've done it with several of our other technicians. We've taken them from apprentices, tradesmen, to journeymen. We hadn't converted. We got one coming up in here in the next year or two that'll be a master again. And we encourage that here. There's a lot of companies that don't encourage that. Yeah,
that was a big problem for a while. Just nobody was getting their master's license because you run the risk of losing your job.
Yeah, and the owners have a false sense of security, I think. I think they think if you get your master's, you'll just immediately go out and open your business and take all your clients. And I believe that if you do a good enough job keeping your clients happy, nobody's going to take your clients. I mean, the ones they do take were never really your clients to start with, has always been my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I encourage people to take that next step. And I encourage even to go to your next level and own your own company. If that's your goal and that's your dream, I'll help you any way I can. And want to see, I mean, there's plenty of plumbing out there.
Oh, yeah. There's enough to go around.
I mean, this
not
trade
enough
is,
of us to get it.
Yeah, this trade is lacking in labor. And so there's not enough of us out there to handle everything. And so it's a good thing to have those ambitions, in my opinion, and the ambitions to get your master's, even if you don't have a ambition to own your own plumbing company.
And yeah, I'm proud of my master's license. I don't really have that much interest in opening my own company because, I mean, we already got such a good setup here. But I'm still proud of having my master's license. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, it's always been a little pet peeve of mine. These guys go and they stop at their journeyman's, and I'm like, why not take the next step? So when you go to that client's house, you can go, well, I am a master plumber in the state of Texas. I have been plumbing for over 8 years. Because that's the step it takes. That's the amount of time it takes to get your master's is 8 years of being in the plumbing field. Why not be proud of that?
Yeah.
And that's something I wish would change a little bit in the plumbing industry. But, you know, with companies discouraging it is also part of why it doesn't take off.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Scott. Why are you plumbing?
I mean, it's just kind of one of those, I always wanted to work with my hands. Kind of just fell into it when I was younger. Buddy of mine, his stepdad was a plumber, and they needed help one day. I joined up and was like, hey, I kind of like this. I knew nothing about it. I was as green could be. And now I can build a whole house top to bottom, do all the plumbing in it. And I'm just really proud of that. Come a long ways. I mean, my gosh. And people out there, don't sit on your apprentice license. Go get your license as soon as you're ready to go get it.
How long were you an apprentice?
I want to say 6 years.
Should have been 2.
Should have been 2. So stay on top of your paperwork. Stay on top of it. Make sure you're getting what you're worth. Gentleman I worked with before I worked with Larry, was not for me moving up. And I just can't stress that enough. And again, that's why I have no interest in leaving this company. I have a master plumber who pushed me to become a master plumber. And that was kind of unheard of back when I was first coming up.
Yeah.
And just really stay on top of your stuff and be worth what you're worth.
So one of the things that I'm really looking forward to with this podcast and talking about is the technology that has advanced even in the time that I've been in plumbing.
Oh, yes.
And so, what's your favorite thing about that we'll talk about in the future? What's the best technology you think has happened here?